There are things you're hiding, even from yourself. The thoughts you push down, the feelings you pretend aren't there, the parts of you that never see the light. What if those very things, the ones you're most afraid of showing, are the same things that could set you free? We're told to stay strong, to keep it together, to carry everything, no matter how heavy, but strength without honesty isn't real strength, it's a mask, and masks get heavy. Think about how much you carry, from sunrise to sunset. Your life is responsibility, deadlines, expectations, people depending on you, 1,000 invisible weights pressing down. You tell yourself, I'll handle it. You tell yourself, I don't have a choice. And maybe that's true, but when was the last time you stopped, really stopped, and let yourself breathe? When was the last time you spoke the truth you're holding inside, instead of locking it down deeper? Pressure builds in silence. The longer you hide it, the heavier it grows. You may look calm on the outside, but inside, you are at war. Healing doesn't come from holding it all in. Healing begins when you let it out. Open about your fears. Open about your stress. Open about the truth that sometimes you feel like you are drowning. We grow up believing that silence equals strength, that carrying everything alone makes us admirable, but silence has a cost. And if you carry it long enough, it will break you from within. Real strength isn't pretending you feel nothing. It is facing reality, naming the weight and saying, I see this. It does not control me. Think about those moments when the weight feels too much. At your desk, in traffic, lying awake at night, while the world is quiet, but your mind refuses to stop. Your chest tight, your jaw clenched, your shoulders locked. You whisper to yourself, I can handle it, but your body knows the truth. And sooner or later, something cracks. The crack is not failure. The crack is the opening where relief begins, where healing can start. You've been taught, push harder, meet tougher, keep moving no matter what. And yes, discipline matters. Yes, responsibility matters, but your soul matters more, and your soul cannot breathe if it is trapped behind walls you never let down. Even small acts of honesty, writing your thoughts, saying a single truth out loud, are steps toward freedom. You do not have to carry everything alone. The strongest people are not the ones who never break. They are the ones who open up, even a little. They are the ones who let someone in, or simply admit to themselves, I cannot do this alone. In that moment, they become stronger, calmer, lighter, unshakable. From the moment you wake, life demands attention. The alarm sounds, your mind jumps into action. Emails, messages, tasks, deadlines, responsibilities. Even before breakfast, your body is already carrying everything. Your day feels endless. Moments blur together. You move, but the weight is always there. Not a backpack you can see, but a tension that sits in your shoulders. A knot that tightens in your chest. A pulse that never slows. Some of the weight is obvious. Your job, your bills, your family obligations, but some of it is hidden. The anxiety you refuse to name, the fear you pretend doesn't exist, the quiet, nagging doubt that whispers, am I enough? These hidden stones are the hardest to carry. You might not notice it during the day. You move from meeting to task to chore. The rhythm of life keeps you distracted. But at night, when the world quiets down, the weight becomes clear. You lie in bed, staring at the ceiling. Your mind races. Your chest feels tight. Your thoughts are tangled, like roots beneath a tree, growing uncontrollably. You tell yourself, this is normal, I can handle it. And maybe you can, but survival is not the same as living. You are carrying more than you need to. Even small pressures pile up. A missed deadline, a difficult conversation you avoided, an obligation you promised you'd manage alone. Every yes you say, every burden you accept silently adds weight. And over time, your body begins to show it. Tension in your neck, headaches, fatigue that no amount of sleep can fix. Your mind is never fully at rest. Your thoughts are always busy. Your heart beats under pressure, even when there's nothing immediate to fear. You have learned to push through, to endure, to hide the strain. Society praises this endurance. You're strong, they say, but there is a difference between enduring and carrying too much. Endurance is a tool. Carrying too much silently is a trap. The weight is not just mental, it is physical. It shows in your posture, your gait, your energy. Your body remembers every deadline, every disappointment, every sleepless night. And when ignored, it demands attention in ways that cannot be silenced. Sudden fatigue, illness, emotional outbursts. The weight you carry is real, and it cannot be ignored forever. Recognizing the weight is the first step. To notice the pressure in your shoulders, the tightness in your chest, the fatigue in your bones, to acknowledge it exists. To admit that you have been carrying more than is reasonable. This is not weakness. It is clarity. Even small acknowledgments change everything. Saying I am tired, writing a thought down, sharing one worry. These acts are the beginning of lightening the load. Human beings were not made to carry everything alone. Your body, your mind, your heart. They are designed to release pressure. Even noticing it is a moment of freedom. We've all been taught that strength is silence. Carry it alone. Never complain, endure. But this is a misconception. Strength is not measured by how much you carry. Strength is measured by how clearly you understand what you are carrying. Strength is measured by how wisely you handle it. Carrying too much silently is not strength. It is endurance at a cost. It is pressure disguised as courage. You may look composed. You may appear unstoppable. But inside, your mind and body are strained. Your energy depleted. Your heart tense. True strength begins with awareness, noticing the fatigue, the tension, the fear, naming it, deciding how to respond. Strength is not pretending everything is fine. It is facing reality without collapsing. Think of life as a river. You are in the current, holding heavy stones. You move forward, but each step is harder than it should be. Real strength is learning which stones to let go, which stones to hold carefully, which stones to set down entirely. False strength says, carry it all, hide it all, endure. Real strength says, I see what I am carrying, I will handle it wisely. One requires suffering in silence. The other requires honesty, clarity, courage. Many people fear admitting limits. They worry it makes them look weak. They fear judgment. They fear losing control. Yet, admitting limits is the doorway to freedom. It is the moment when you stop being crushed by pressure. It is when you begin to manage it instead. You have been carrying too much alone. It is okay to admit it. It does not diminish your worth. It does not erase your achievements. Admitting it is an act of intelligence. It is an act of courage. It is an act of real strength. Strength is not silent. Strength is not hiding. Strength is not enduring blindly. Strength is consciousness. Strength is clarity, and that choice is yours. Notice the weight you carry, see it clearly, acknowledge it, without judgment. Even a small admission can begin to ease the tension in your body. It can start to calm your mind. It can give you space to breathe. You do not have to carry everything alone. The first step toward relief begins with noticing. Noticing the tension in your body. Noticing the constant chatter in your mind that has become almost invisible because you've carried it for so long. When you see it clearly, something shifts. You don't have to change everything at once. You don't have to let it all go today. You don't even have to speak to anyone yet. You only have to acknowledge it. Take a moment now. Feel your shoulders. Feel your chest. Notice where the tightness sits. Maybe it's a dull pressure behind your eyes. Maybe your stomach feels knotted. Maybe your jaw clenches without you realizing it. Whatever it is, just notice it. No judgment, no shame, just observation. Acknowledging the weight is not surrender. It is the first act of strength. It is the moment when you stop fighting reality. It is the moment when you stop pretending everything is fine. This is the opening, the very first crack, where relief can seep in. Even a tiny pause, even a small act of noticing, is the start of a new way of living. You are learning. That strength is not endurance alone. Strength is awareness. Strength is clarity. Strength is honesty. Once you notice the weight, the next step is facing it. The fears, the doubts, the truths you have hidden even from yourself. It's uncomfortable. It can feel like opening a wound you've ignored for years. But here's the thing. The very thing that scares you the most often holds your freedom. You don't need to shout it from the rooftops. You don't need to tell the world. You only need to be honest with yourself. Name it, write it down, speak it in your mind. I am anxious. I feel lost. I can't do this alone. Even small words, even whispered truths, begin to dissolve the tension. Facing what you hide does not mean you are weak. It means you are human. It means you are awake. It means you're choosing clarity over avoidance. We cannot control everything, but we can control how we respond. We cannot stop life from being difficult, but we can stop ourselves from carrying invisible weights that do not belong to us. When you face what you hide, you gain perspective. You realize some fears are smaller than you imagined. Some doubts are only shadows, some burdens you were never meant to carry alone. And every time you face a hidden fear, even just a little, You reclaim a piece of your freedom. It is a slow process, but it is real, and it works. After you notice, after you face, the next step is release. Letting go does not mean forgetting. It does not mean giving up responsibility. It does not mean you will never feel pressure again. It simply means you are not trapped by what you carry. There are many ways to release. Speak to someone you trust. Write it in a journal. Move your body. Stretch. Walk. Run. Breathe deeply. Notice the tension leave with each exhale. Even one of these acts is enough to create space, to let life flow more easily. You may feel afraid at first. Will people judge me? Will I look weak? Will I lose control? These are natural fears, but notice this. True strength is in honesty. True freedom is in release. Letting it out also allows you to reconnect with yourself. Your body relaxes, your mind slows, your heart beats with clarity. The invisible weights begin to feel lighter. The river of life flows a little more smoothly. Small releases compound. A single truth spoken today. A single worry shared. A single acknowledgement of fatigue or fear. Each is a brick removed from your invisible burden. Each is a step toward calm. Each is a moment of real strength. Notice the power in this process. See the weight. Face the hidden truth. Release. It is simple. It is practical. It is transformative. Even in the busiest life, even under the heaviest pressure, even when responsibilities feel endless, you can create space to breathe. You can create moments to release. You can reclaim calm, clarity, and lightness. Once you notice, face, and release, life begins to feel lighter. You carry less, your body relaxes, your mind stops racing. The small acts of honesty, the tiny moments of release, they add up. You begin to move differently. You speak differently. You respond differently. The weight doesn't disappear completely. It never will. Life always brings pressure, but you are no longer crushed by it. You are no longer trapped beneath it. You are no longer silent in your suffering. This is the essence of being open to yourself, to life, to those you trust. Openness does not make you weak. It makes you free. It makes you strong in a way that endurance never could. Even small openness changes everything. A single truth admitted, a single fear faced, a single burden shared. Each is a step toward calm. Each is a step toward clarity. Each is a step toward healing. You realize strength is not the absence of pressure. Strength is not silence. Strength is not pretending. Strength is honesty. Strength is awareness. Strength is choosing to carry wisely instead of carrying blindly. And when you practice this consistently, even under the heaviest pressure, you begin to live differently. You move through responsibility with grace. You respond to stress with calm. You see life clearly, instead of through tension. You are still human. You still feel pressure. You still face challenges, but you are lighter now. You are stronger now. You are free now in ways that silence and endurance could never give you. So here's the truth. You do not have to hide. You do not have to endure alone. You do not have to carry the invisible weights by yourself. The things you have hidden, the fears you have ignored, the doubts you have silenced. They are not your enemies. They are the doorway to freedom, the doorway to calm, the doorway to real strength. When you are open even a little, you release pressure, you reclaim energy, you restore clarity, you heal. You are not weak for needing this. You are human, and humanity is the source of your true power. Notice the weight, face the truth, let it out, and move forward lighter, stronger, calmer. Because strength, real strength, is not in what you endure silently, but in what you see, face, and release. And in that release, you are free. Thank you.